everybody. Welcome to this week's Weekly Roundup. It's been a minute, but it's been busy, and so I'm going to try to not have this be too long. So first things first, I wanted to provide a quick update on the bridge. So as you've probably noticed, the work has begun on decoupling the Masonic Temple building from the Main Street Bridge. This work is expected to take, I think originally we said like 12-ish weeks. Everything is going well up until this point, which is an incredible blessing. Every day we wait to hear something else new about the bridge, and so far everything has been going well. So we have that work going on. We have an approved design to make sure everything is stabilized and ready for the new bridge to be put in place, not connected to the building. And so we will keep updating you all as best we can as this work continues. I just want to make mention, Blue Butterfly is very much still open. They have been, and the building owner have just been really great partners for us in this work. So I'm just going to encourage everyone to make sure that you still use their business. They're just around the corner in the parking lot. There's a wonderful entrance there and great parking. So very much still open, and just really grateful for the partnerships that we can get this important work done in order to get the bridge replaced. We recently announced through the Redevelopment Authority and some dollars that were approved by the Common Council from our ARPA funds. So this was money we received kind of during the COVID time. We allocated $100,000 of that money to a housing rehab grant, and that grant is now open. When I first started here, we were really just starting to swing hard into code compliance, and we realized during that code compliance effort that we were having people make improvements to their buildings. And at times, of course, naturally there would be some type of financial means. Unfortunately, we didn't have the ability to fix that, but once we received these ARPA funds, it did kind of provide a unique opportunity to allocate some dollars. And so we have a one-time grant that is available. It's up to $10,000 per grant, and there's a sliding scale that's being considered, and we are requiring that the property owners contribute at least 10% of the total project cost. But there are funds that are available for physical repairs to existing homes, including roofs, porches, exterior paint, windows, doors, upgrading power service, obviously with appropriate plans, and I'm sure other things as well. But what we're looking to do here is really improve the overall value of our existing housing stock. You hear me talk all the time about housing, and we do need more housing. And at the same time, we need to make sure that we're focused and intentional on maintaining our existing housing stock as well. So there's information on the RDA's Facebook page and on their website. So if you're interested in applying, I'd encourage you to get on that right away. I know I've seen people already applying, so I know there's a lot of interest. I wanted to give some congratulations and shout outs to two of our police officers here in Watertown. The Jefferson County Chiefs and Sheriffs Association recently had their annual awards banquet, and Officer Wayner, who is an officer here with us for a long time, was recognized as Law Enforcement Officer of the Year. And Detective Wrights was awarded the Police Department President's Award. So we're just really grateful to have them and all of their colleagues in the police department here serving our community, and just want to congratulate them on those awards. Snow, wow. So we've had a lot, just kidding. We've had a lot of snow, obviously an extreme cold, and I know that the roads are at times difficult to travel. I can assure you all, our team that is clearing these roads are doing the very best they can, and I think they're doing a great job. I know that there is a lot to consider in making these decisions, and we are working on providing you all some information on kind of behind the scenes on what goes into that decision-making process. But for now, we did post on our social media quite a bit of information about, I guess, our cadre of resources, how many drivers, how many trucks, how many salt and brine, and all of that information. So if you haven't checked it out, I'd really encourage you to do so. And if you know someone or know someone whose family is involved in our snow clearing operations, please thank them. They have been working very, very hard, a lot in this last little bit of time, and I think they're doing a great job. I don't know that we talk about this very often, but I'm going to try to highlight them. We have a business retention program, which means that a business retention and expansion program, actually. And that means myself and our development coordinator and the Chamber of Commerce go to our businesses, large and small, and talk to them about what they need and what we're doing well, what we can improve on. The businesses are always very forthcoming and very helpful to us, and allows us to make better plans and improve some of our processes. We just were at a business visit this week, and I was just really excited to be able to share with you all I visited them a couple of years ago, and they were talking about bringing a product line, the manufacturing of that line, in from Japan. And now I've gone back to visit them again this week, and that process is complete. And I just think it's really important that we shed light on those wins, those expansion projects that really greatly benefit our local economy and our workforce. I know from this visit they're planning on another one to come in as well. So just wins for our community, and grateful for the business community that we have. There's a lot of meetings happening next week, so I want to highlight a couple. Next week, the Plan Commission, which meets on Monday at 4:30, virtual and in person, has a couple of items that are of interest to the public. The first will be the fire station. So this is going to be about a 90% drawing and schematic design and all those contents of the fire station. We'll be having that discussion. We are also having a discussion on a land use change for some land on the northeast side of the city. And then there will also be discussion about the Town of Emmett Boundary Agreement update. We have been working very closely with the town for many, many months, and they've been great partners for us. And I think we're getting kind of to this home stretch where we'll have a new agreement, hopefully in place in just a couple of months. The Main Street Task Force meets on Wednesday afternoon, and they're going to begin work and planning around the 2024 items that were in that strategic plan. If you've been following this group, think way back a couple of years ago when we gave a presentation at the movie theater and talked about all the work we're planning on doing ahead of the reconstruction in 2028. This is those items. So we'll now begin our 2024 items. The one that jumps out at me is we're planning a transportation network study, also known as a study of our one-way streets. So if you have interests or opinions on that, Main Street Task Force is the meeting for you. The Finance Committee will be considering some special fees that go along with special event permits. That's Monday at 5:30, virtual and in person. The special event ordinance was approved in its first reading at Council this week. We will have discussion on that again in 2 weeks for its second reading. But this piece will just be, at Finance, will be just about the fees associated with special event permits, not the other contents of the ordinance. On the recreation front, there's a lot happening with the winter weather finally here. We have quite a bit to offer. So snowshoe and ice skate rentals are available at Park and Rec. If you want them for the weekend, you have to pick them up by 4 o'clock today, Friday. So please make sure to make plans for that. They're hosting a blood drive in February. I know that's always something that's needed, so please sign up if you're able. And the great news is the ice skating rink is open. So Silver Creek is open. The ice has been cleared. We'll continue, obviously, to monitor and clear that ice. At this point, as of me recording this in the morning, we do not have anyone that can staff the warming shelter, which is a bummer. But hopefully we'll be able to get people out there soon. So the warming shelter may not be open, but the ice skating rink is open. The Banquet trails are open but not groomed. Our snowmobile broke, so we can't groom the trails. But you can still cross-country ski, so they're open. They're just not going to be as groomed as you're used to. There is a bar class starting next week, and then we also have yoga available. And I did want to point out kind of a newer offering we're doing on Sundays. We're opening Webster Gym. So for $3 from 12:30 to 2, families are welcome to be there. And then I think from 2 to 3:30 is kind of older adults and teenagers. I know my sons need a place to run off some energy when it's so cold you can't go outside, and I'm sure we're not alone in that. So please join us on Sunday afternoons at Webster Gym. There's going to be a candlelight hike at Banquet Park on February 10th, which should be wonderful. I want to remind all of us that our winter wellness loop is open. So this is, again, our effort to have an outdoor winter wellness loop, walking, running loop, that's cleared to surface as best we can. So obviously still be careful, but that's located at Riverside Park. If you want to walk inside, Good Healthy Watertown always has some good walking maps for indoors too. And then obviously just a reminder to check out the indoor pool schedule. We often have open swim. 2 other items. These are about the Benson Family Town Square. So February 5th at 6:30, our event coordinator for the Benson Family Town Square is hosting a conversation with our business community. We only have had, we had our first season of the square, and it was wonderful. And we just want to continue to nurture that programming and make sure that we're being as collaborative as we can with our business community. So if you own a business, please pencil in February 6th at the Senior and Community Center for that conversation. And then the Square did announce that they'll be having a kind of a Thursday night market in the summer months as well. So if you're a vendor, please make sure to check out that information on the Benson Family Town Square Facebook page. The library is having Old World Wisconsin come next week, which I think is cool. I wish I could go. So it's next Thursday at 4 o'clock, and then they have some jewelry making classes. There's a lot going on at the library, as always. On the job front, we have a public health nurse opening, and this doesn't happen very often. So if you are in nursing and are looking for a change of pace, a more 8 to 4:30 type schedule, no weekends or little weekends, if you're looking for that adjustment, we don't often have this type of opening, but we had a recent retirement. So we have an opening for a public health nurse. We have an opening on our solid waste team, and then we are advertising now for our summer seasonal help. So lifeguards, slide attendants, concession workers, all of those positions are open, and I think there's a lifeguard class coming up too. So for this weekend, there's a lot going on, even though it's cold and snowy outside. The Main Street program is hosting the Downtown Open House, which is really a chance to get like a behind-the-scenes tour of some of our buildings downtown, and then some of the buildings and shops are participating with sales and other specials. I do want to give a shout out to a couple of things. So Trivia Night is coming up through our public school district, and this is something that supports a lot of athletics in the community, and I've heard it's a ton of fun. So if trivia is your thing, I would encourage you to check out the fundraiser on February 3rd. And then the Main Street program is hosting a downtown sweets stroll, which is totally my jam. So this is sweets, so desserts, not a beer walk, not a wine walk, but a dessert walk. And that is going to be, I think, on February 13th, so it sounds like a good Valentine's Day activity. So check out their Facebook page or their website for more info and to get tickets. I just saw this one while I was prepping for the roundup. I'm super proud of our team to be creative, even in these winter months with the square. Beginning tomorrow and going through February 3rd, we are having a snowman building contest at the Benson Family Town Square. So you have to make your snowman, dress them up. You can color the snow as long as you don't ruin the square. Get creative with whatever you think would be a great idea for a snowman. Take a picture of it, submit it on the event page, and then help us beautify the downtown, maybe win a prize in the process. Just really excited to have that new offering for this month. So that's all that I have. I want to just give a caveat. I gave a lot of outdoor activity things happening. Please be mindful of the weather. It's still very cold. You should still be very mindful of exposure. We have a really nice chart on our Facebook page of wind chills and exposure times and all that jazz. So just be mindful of the weather as you get out and enjoy the community. So have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.